everybody. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Lofie podcast. Today, I am going to be discussing whether or not school uniforms are a good or bad idea for students. For me, I personally think uniforms are a terrible thing for a student's mind, especially at a young age. But I did go to a private school and had to wear uniforms, and it sucked, especially on hot days. I could keep rambling on about my life, but anyway, let's look at the good part of uniforms first. So, uniforms can be a good thing when there is an intruder or another person in the school that doesn't go there. When you are in a big school, or maybe even a little school, this could be helpful. But if you see someone from a distance, just by the clothing, you can tell if they go to the school or not. This can be really helpful if they're at the school for a bad reason. But because of their clothes, a lot of the school staff will be watching them when they come close to the school and go into lockdown sooner if it was a public non uniform school. And on top of this, someone on Crore states private schools are safer than public schools. After hearing that, you might be thinking, so uniforms are a good thing, right? Well, let's look at the dark side of uniforms. Uniforms are also very damaging to a young children, and children are supposed to show their creativity through a lot of things, including the way they dress. It's no secret uniforms aren't comfortable for any gender. And from the article Why School Uniforms Are a Bad Idea by Michael Kuzmin on liveabout.com says kids are very specific about the way they dress and what they are comfortable wearing. Some kids are sensitive to certain materials, while others are opposed to buttons, zippers, and restrictive clothing. Some children also are uncomfortable wearing certain styles of clothing. Many girls, for example, do not like wearing skirts or dresses, which most girls' uniforms require. And not only do girls not like wearing skirts or dresses all the time, it can also damage their self image. And from the article on procon.org reports that Robin Silverman, a child and teenager development specialist, told NBC News Today show, as a body image expert, I hear from a lot of comparisons all the time that they feel allows for comparisons. So if you have a body that is a plus size body, a curvier body, a very tall body, a very short body, those girls often feel they don't look their best. What this means is if you are not required to wear a uniform, you are free to choose clothing styles that are more flattering to your particular body type and coloring. Which also you look your best. And this can have lasting effects on children. And I personally think uniforms are a terrible thing. And these articles kind of proved my point. So uniforms have benefits, but it can have worse lasting effects on a child's brain and creativity. And that's not the only thing wrong with uniforms. No. There's actually a lot of things wrong with uniforms. But since I have a limited time, I'll just say this. Children need to express themselves through clothing and it shows their personality. But if you make them wear a uniform all the time, almost every day, it can be very damaging. And a lot of the time, that's how problems start, and the child starts to question who they really are. And once they graduate elementary school, they're really going to hate uniforms, like me. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the first ever Lofi podcast. If you like it, please like and subscribe or follow if you're on Spotify. Please comment what I should do next, and this is for a school project.